If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Antonio Holmes is much better. Give credit to one guy, too. Take nothing away from head coaches in Pittsburgh. Dick LeBeau. Ding right. Boy, that is the one common denominator with success. Matter of fact, 20 years ago, the Cincinnati Bengals were in a Super Bowl. The defensive coordinator was Dick LeBeau.
What about your old team? I'm talking to Joe Theismann, by the way, here on the Comcast Morning Show. What about the Redskins and Jason Campbell?
I think Jason Campbell is a quarterback that just has to go back to being a natural quarterback. I think he had so much to process from an information standpoint this year. It became analysis by paralysis winding up because of analysis, whatever the saying is. That's the end result of it. Like me right now, being but it's I'm not sure that the West Coast offense suits him perfectly. I think he's a big guy.
He got off such a good start.
He did. Well, you know why? And it's the same thing as Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had a terrific end of the year for the same reason Jason Campbell had a terrific beginning of the year. They didn't turn the ball over. All you need to do is look at the quarterbacks turning the ball over, and you see the team's records change. These two guys were.
It's not that hard,
if you
right?
could have put the both of them together, the Baltimore Redskins would be here in the Super Bowl, is what it would amount to.
Yeah, the two seasons, the two halves.
The two halves, counted that way. But I think Jason has all the talent that you need. I think he can be a young star. I think he's gone through enough. He finally gets to play in a system for a second year again, and he'll be much more comfortable. The thing that people forget about the Washington Redskins is Jim Zorn was not only a first-year head coach, he was a first-year offensive coordinator. And Jim had a lot to learn in that position. I think he learned it well. He knows what he wants. Now he knows what he has, and he can put it together.
Tim Tebow, how much? I assume you watch a lot of college football.
Sure.
Don't know how much you've looked at him into the NFL, jumping ahead a year, obviously. What do you think about him in the league?
I think he has to be a much better thrower of the football than he is. He needs to be more accurate. Certainly a tough guy, terrific running athlete, but you have to have success throwing the football if you want to be a professional quarterback. I'm glad he's going back. I think what he should do, though, is spend this offseason, go spend about 3 weeks working on things that they work on at the professional football level, not the spread offense, but go take drops, go work from under center, go work on your footwork, go work on throwing fades, go work on throwing out balls. Those are all things that he needs to do. That's the kind of thing that he just hasn't been able to do.
Joe, look, all these girls coming by, how's it going? Good. She doesn't do that. Didn't give me a kiss on the cheek.
Pam won't. She'll only kiss me.
It's because I have a cold, I think. Joe, what do you think about all these coach firings? And not only the coach firings, but the staggeredness of it. 3 days after the season ends, this guy's gone. 5 days later, this guy's gone. 4 weeks after the season, they're still firing coaches.
Well, because you don't win. Because owners are looking at changes being made. General managers are being hired, and they're making changes after the evaluation process. Because of what John Harbaugh has done. What John has done in Baltimore, what Mike Smith has done in Atlanta, what we see here with Ken Whisenhunt and Mike Tomlin, both in their second year. There's a movement towards younger coaches. I've always believed this, that the head guy is important, but the coordinators are really important. That's like I talk about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a terrific coach, but without Dick LeBeau, the Pittsburgh Steelers wouldn't be here. That's a fact.
Right.
And it's just the way it is.
People said that about Baltimore with Rex.
Exactly. Right. Cam, I think, did a wonderful job. Cam can be a reason why they're going to be successful on that side of the ball. But Brian struggled forever on the offensive side with a lot of different coordinators and not able to really be able to get that side of the ball up to speed. And now Baltimore, they played it very close to the vest, and we'll see how Joe sort of works into the system. But John Gruden getting fired, you can't go 9-3 and not make the playoffs. Eric Mangini, you can't go 8-3 and not make the playoffs. Both of those, I don't think Tampa Bay underachieved because they didn't have a quarterback. I think the Jets underachieved because their quarterback, fell into some old ways, and they really fell apart at the end. And the trend now, like in football, sometimes you have a trend towards bigger quarterbacks. Then you start trending back towards mobile quarterbacks.
Right.
Then you go to big
right now it's younger coaches.
Exactly what it is. Bring in a young coach, 32, 33, 34-year-old guys. It didn't work with Lane Kiffin. It didn't work bringing college guys. We had the trend, let's bring college guys in. Bobby Petrino, Nick Saban. We saw these guys come and go. So now you're bringing veteran coaches that have been in. Raheem Morris, for example, here in Tampa Bay. He got promoted 3 weeks to defensive coordinator. 3 weeks, he's 3 weeks a defensive coordinator, and now he's a head coach. Who does he hire on his staff? Who's his quarterback? It's all about one position. People can slice and dice this baby up as much as they want. If you've got a quarterback, you're going to win. If you don't, you're not. Period.
We won't even talk about what we've had in Baltimore and how when we finally had a guy in, even though he's a rookie, how our fortunes changed.
And he wasn't even supposed to be the quarterback.
Right.
It's really a unique thing this year in football. Kurt Warner was not supposed to be the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. Joe Flacco was not supposed to be the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens. One's in the Super Bowl, the other got really close.
4 minutes away, right?
So,
hey, where does everybody go to check for all this information you've been giving us about prostate awareness? Do you have a site or anything?
Well, it has been prostatecare.com.
Okay.
The American Urologist Foundation is going to have a new one for me starting tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So
we'll Google it.
Google it and check it out.
Google Joe Theismann prostate, and it's good. Good. Joe Theismann's good prostate.
That's right.
Right? How's that sound?
It's A-OK.
Good stuff,
buddy.
man. Hey, always good to see you.
Thank
you,
you.
Joe.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.